What are we working on today? We are going to talk about my all-time most useful and favorite trick for Jinx. So for all of my dogs, actually. So not just Jinx. It's getting dressed. Teaching them how to get dressed, how to put their own collar or leash on um, themselves without fuss. So I have, all of my dogs have their own collar leash combo, so a martingale collar leash combo. So it's all in one. It is one piece and there's no tags on it. There's nothing identifiable, and it's only on him when I need it. Versus his collar, which has his tags on it, and he wears all the time. So teaching them how to get dressed either with a collar martingale type leash or a regular snap leash is an important thing. And so I'm going to show you how I do that. So my favorite is this one though. If any sort of martingale type that will cause a loop to happen, can you guys see that? Let's make sure you can see that. So we want it to be able to open up so that they can put their head through it, and then it tightens up around them. Mine is actually quick release as well, and so I can open it up as a regular collar to go over them. So when I start this, I want to open it up as much as I can, and so I will use my thumb to help open it up, and then the rest of my hand to hold the rest of the collar. And so I want it opened up as much as possible. So if I hold it this side, do you see how the martingale causes it to collapse? So I hold it at the martingale side, and I pull the martingale all the way, and then open it up. So when I start this, you want it at or below their nose level, and you want, so he's going to go right into it. So back it up, wait right there. So I want him to come into it, but I'm going to make him hold for a second. So I want to open it up, and then I want to put my cookie right in the center, back it up, wait, right at or below the collar, and then allow him to pull his head through rather than me trying to push it onto him. So once they're well trained, then you can push it onto them, but in the beginning we want them to squish their head through with as much force as they're willing. So, good boy, okay, wait for me. So I open it up, I put it down to his level, and it's get dressed, good boy. He needs to come in and put it on versus me pushing it onto him. So let's start over. Good boy. Hold on. Get dressed. Good boy. Super. So if your dog is close to you, basically just open it up and they should be able to get their head through it. So he likes to come this direction, so that's how I've taught him. He can go, get dressed. Good boy. Super. And as soon as it goes on, they get cookies. And when they're out in a field or wherever, instead of calling them come, I will tell them, all right, let's get dressed. And they know to come in. So let me put him over here. Wait. All right, let's get dressed. Good boy. Whoops, you missed it. Get dressed. Good boy. Super. All right, so that's the martingale collar. But what if you don't have a martingale collar and just have a regular traditional leash? This is what I do. I take my handle, put my buckle through, and that makes my noose. So now the buckle's down there, the noose is up here. I make it to my dog's size. So small dogs would be smaller, big dogs would be bigger. And same exact thing, right? Get dressed, good boy. And then it tightens up around them. And at that point, then I can take this end of the leash and buckle it to my dog. So again, It's opening it up, getting it open, holding where the two meet. Get dressed. Good boy, super. Once his head is used to going through it, if they're not used to going through it and they don't want to go through it, keep their nose on your hand, put it in the center, slowly pull it forward, and then pull it down, and that will allow you to hold your leash and to pull it up. If they're backing out of it, you might want to feed them on the floor as opposed to feeding them up here, just to help with them pushing, driving down. So that's opening the leash up, pulling them through. Whoops, let's try that again. Wait, that was a little too easy. Starting them here, pulling them slowly through. Once they hit there, then letting it drop, and then reward, start all over again. Yeah, you're very clever. You're very clever. You don't want it so loose that they put their front feet through it. If you have it super big, sometimes they'll step their front feet through it, and then you've got a problem there as well. So just big enough for them to get their heads through, and then reward them. All right, if you don't want to do the noose, or they don't like something going over their head, I encourage you to train them so they like something going over the head. It's a beneficial skill. But if they don't, this sound, do you hear that? So all I'm doing is I'm snapping the leash clasp. That sound means coming close enough and get so that I can take your collar. So the collar grab, though, is completely on its own. So it would be collar grab, feed. Collar grab, feed. Collar grab, feed. So that is all by itself. And once they're used to that, feed them. Then don't have any cookies in your hand while you go for their collar, but just take their collar, then pull out another cookie and get them used to that. Once they're used to that, then this sound comes in. So I'm going to back them up. Get dressed. He comes in. I take his collar, put it on, and feed him. And I'm out of cookies. Good boy. Super. And then immediately take it off and start all over again. So that is getting dressed, and it is very beneficial for getting your dog back on leash. So I encourage you to train it as a trick and then take it on the road. And we use it every time we go out. Don't we, buddy? Oh, you're so big.